Let's get ready for Monday Mortgage Minute with your hosts, Tom McNamara and Bruce Woodburn.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hey, listen, I do not have Bruce Woodburn on this morning. The Lone Ranger is taking a little vacation, but I do have Chase Woodburn, son of the Lone Ranger. And Chase has actually been in the mortgage business for about 4 years now, right, Chase?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy Monday to you as well, Tom. But yeah, I've been in the mortgage business for about 4 years, but Bruce has kept me neck deep in it my entire life. So I'd like to think I have a pretty good grasp on it.
Yeah. You grow up in an industry like that, you just hear it every day sitting at the dinner table, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. It doesn't help that when your mom's in it too. So same.
Oh, mom's in it too. That's right. That's right. I've
Yep.
actually spoken to your mom before too. So yeah, it's a family business for sure. So hey, we're gonna jump right into this because there's a lot going on in our industry together, and then separately within each within each side of it, right? Where the mortgage industry
Right.
obviously impacts real estate and vice versa, right? So what is going on these days with rates? I know there was a big talk about loan level pricing adjustments recently, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So loan level pricing adjustments that went into effect on May 1st. Essentially, what the gist of the mortgage LLPA adjustments, we call them LLPA, that is where the adjustment in rate dependent on a number of factors. So your credit score, your loan to value, how much you're putting down, all those affect your loan level pricing adjustment. And the gist of it is that your loan level pricing adjustment got more favorable for conventional, for people with a lower credit score, while the LLPA for people at a higher credit score got less favorable. So there's a lot of talk around this that the loan level pricing adjustment is punishing people with high credit scores in favor of benefiting people with low credit scores. That's not really the case. People are still getting better rates if you have a higher credit score. It's just more likely that if you're in the high 600s, that you can actually get a loan with conventional now, whereas that was not an option, last month, last year.
Gotcha. Yeah, we've covered it. Bruce and I have covered this, gosh, probably 5 or 6 weeks in a row, right? Because it's been a lot of talk. So has that impacted your business at all? Do you just have to explain a little bit longer?
You just have to explain a little bit more. The fact of the matter is that if you wanted a house uh, April 30th or you want a house on May 1st, it doesn't really make a difference. And the pricing truly isn't that much different. We're talking, not even half a point usually.
Right.
These changes, when you're talking about it, they're very they're very particular changes for very particular people on the loan level pricing adjustment matrix, right? So
Gotcha.
ultimately, we're not really seeing a lot of change, just a lot more questions around it because it's all in the news and people say, "Oh my God, why am I getting punished for having a good credit score?" Well, you're
Yeah,
not.
yeah. I know. I've seen a lot of misinformation about that. So anyway, the other thing is, like what's going on with rates in general, like with the Fed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the Fed met earlier this month, right after the LLPA adjustments hit, and the rates they're actually doing a little bit better than we expected. You're still seeing rates in the low sevens, high sixes right now, depending on where you're at. And again, it's the same story that it's always been. We're hitting the same drum. It's really the difference in pricing that we're seeing rather than the actual difference in rates. You're probably getting a very similar rate to where you would have gotten 3 months ago. The difference is really that the pricing is going to be changing, especially for people in the lower credit score
Gotcha.
realm.
And one of the things that I've noticed people, and myself included, I've recently just kind of really wrapped my mind around it. When you mortgage guys say rates and pricing, you're talking about rate for the long term, like what your interest rate is on
Correct.
the loan. And when you say pricing, you're talking about the cost of originating the loan, right?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
and yeah, and we all kind of mix that up sometimes, especially a consumer that isn't in the business and doesn't deal with it day to day, right? the average person buys a house every 7 years, you
Right.
know? So,
Yeah.
whereas, I think I've closed like 6 this month, you know?
Wow.
So,
Congratulations.
we're a little deeper into it than the average person, right?
Right.
So,
That's
hey,
very
I
true.
wanted to bring up some charts to show what's going on in the actual the market as far as like sales and stuff goes, right? Because the rates are really impacting it. Let's go look at December real quick, because what I want to show you is that months of inventory, that's the one I focus on, right? There's a lot of other stuff in there. There's a lot of really good information when you look at this. Obviously, sales price is important as well. And then days on market. I think those are probably the key. The other ones all impact those three things, right?
Right. Yeah.
So let's take a look at months of inventory first, right? So back in December, we had 3, which was up quite a bit from earlier in the year, right? And then let's
Correct.
look at January, right? We move into January and we go up to 4. So now we've got literally, if what that means is if new houses stopped coming onto the market and existing listings kept leaving the market at the same exact rate that they're leaving the market, it would take 4 months to get down to 0 houses. That's basically what that means, right?
Right.
So now we have more inventory. Well, you would think more inventory means, more negotiating power, which would mean lower prices. But let's go back to December real quick, and we actually went from 428 going to January up to 430, right?
Right.
And then now we go into February, and we'll see that we've actually been reduced down to 3 months of inventory, right? So now we've absorbed more inventory than came on the market, and sales prices increased again. Average sales price is now 433 in February. Now we look at March. We're down to 2 months of inventory, right? And we're at 440. Prices are continuing to go up. So even though rates are higher than they were back in early 2022, house prices are still going up. Everybody was talking about prices are going to crash. Prices are going to crash. They haven't,
They
right?
haven't. The
They've
demand is still
continued
there.
to go up, right?
The demand is still there, and as long as the demand is there, then the prices are going to keep going up, and everyone, that investment that you're making on a house is still going to be a good investment.
100%. That's exactly right. Now you talk about demand being there, right? You can see, the actual number, like the specific number of sales, is way down from a year ago. Okay.
Right.
In March of 2022, they sold 20,000 houses. In March of 2023, it was only 17, and you can see in February it was less than 13. Right.
Right.
However, there's also less listings. So it's the market is in a little bit of an equilibrium, which is what's keeping prices going up. There's not a flood of listings on the market. Now
Yeah.
let's look at
The
April.
market's remarkably stable.
Yeah, let's go into April real quick. We're back down to 2 months. We're back down to 2 months, and the average sales price is up to 452. So we are defying the odds here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, the whole reason that they raised interest rates was to push the economy backwards, and I think it's working in some sectors. It's definitely not working in the Central Florida real estate market. I can't
No.
speak to every market. Let's go ahead and clear that screen, but I can't speak to every single market in the country, right? But I know what's going on in this market, and I know how it feels in this market. Every single buyer that I start working with, we're competing with multiple offers. Every single listing I put up, I'm getting multiple offers on. And
Right.
so, while it's not as crazy as it was in 2021, where I literally had one house that I put up that had 68 offers on it. That was just insane, right?
Yeah.
We're not
And you're
seeing
getting
that.
most of those within like 2 days after you list it.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 and 3 offers, and sometimes they're taking a week to come in, right? But we're definitely seeing multiple offers on good houses, and it's still a brisk market. So, Chase, listen, man, it's been great having you on. I know I think I spoke a lot this time. I apologize. Next time I have you on, I'm going to let you take over, but I got to go. I got to run. So you have yourself a great day, and I'll catch you
Thank
later.
you. You as well, Tom. Talk soon.
All right. Thanks for having. Bye.
Yes, sir.